Go, Jennifer.
Good afternoon. It is March 15th, 2025. We're starting our second podcast from Peace and Happiness Global Chapter. Today is Ella, and our topic today is transpersonal shift to happiness. And I'm going to go ahead and ask Ella our first question. What is a shift? Take it away, Ella.
All right. I'm very, very happy to do this particular podcast. I spent 15 years preparing for today's show. And not that I knew exactly what I will be talking about, but I know a universe came to a sleeping person like me. They engaged my brain and started talking to me while I was waking up. And it was light that came to me, conscious light, and started asking me questions. And I was not a religious person. I did not believe in God. I knew very little about consciousness, but they told me immediately that they selected me. And why? They gave me the reason why they were watching me and selected me because practicing medicine, I probably was conscious enough for them to pick me up. And they said, what we like about you, and they were all smiles, that you walk into a person's room and you ask from your heart vibration, what can I do for you? And you sit and you listen through your heart, i.e., I engage people in that structure that's called transpersonal ego. And that transpersonal ego was utilized by universal power to give me knowledge, to push me forward, to give me education, a much needed education for us people today. They did show me the chaos. I saw the chaos. I asked them, is it a war? But what I was told later, a lot later, that they told me that 10 years later, that what I saw is pandemic chaos. So during a pandemic turmoil, I would say, I was on the radio, I was on TV, I did a lot of public support. I'm bilingual, I speak Russian, I'm from Ukraine. That's the reason why I didn't believe in higher power, because my upbringing was about nothing more than just communist beliefs and agendas. So they took somebody who is just pure, no knowledge, brought me up, gave me the path, and I surrendered to them in that moment. And I said, okay, I can work with you, but I know nothing. I guess that was a prerequisite. And I was giving an angel, and he's strict, Archangel Michael. I became his priority after a while because I was assertive in my role of accomplishing the path. Now back to the shift, and I feel Michael came through to me and said, "Okay, now bragging. What is a shift? Shift is a biological need to correct structure that is known to be a transpersonal ego. Um, Transpersonal ego is not enough today. We need to raise above, uh, not ascend. Use the transpersonal ego to step up and go to happiness field. Happiness field today is empty. I was able to reach the happiness field via a very strict structure called supernova vessel. After I was accomplished, supernova decided to give me another task and try to work with him. He's never worked with anybody except for Einstein, who he gave knowledge. But talking to somebody and having discussion, I'm the first one. I had to recruit all my strength to shift in motion and connect as much as I needed for him to be able to work with me. For the purpose of helping people, it's hard, but it's doable. I believe today that working with Archangel Michael, making my first spiritual shifts was a lot harder, but there's always help for somebody who wants to continue the path. They are unbelievably beautiful and kind as far as the universe from a simple archangel to supernova to other structures that I'm learning now on my path. Would you agree with me, Janice?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. That's
Definitely.
very true.
They don't come short of helping to the point of just loving that person who's trying, who's not empty inside, who does not want the ego, wants something that is better than ego, advancement. So shift again is a biological necessity to improve, and again biologically. You can call it evolution, you can call it a shift. It depends on where you stop, because we're allowed to stop. And I will talk more about that in the next question that Janice, I know, is going to ask me.
So, will the shift guarantee happiness?
Happiness is guaranteed because, the saying, if there's a will, there is a way. Actually, it describes a transpersonal ego's reach to the highest potential. So let's sit in this. If there is a will, yes, if there is a will, there is a way. And transpersonal ego pathway, which was kind of munched over and chewed, but not very swallowed before, because we know psychologists try to work with transpersonal ego. I know I graduated from Integrative Medicine Fellowship, founded by Dr. Andrew Weil. I know that I kind of researched in the beginning, last decade, about who work on transpersonal ego, and his name came up with a group of other physicians from my school. But interestingly enough, when I turned 18, I felt there was guidance. I would read something like a magazine back in Russia, a magazine about relationships. And I felt like something engages my thought process. And it would take place almost monthly. And it lasted until I got married. Now, today, I know who worked with me. I'm proud to say that Carl Jung was the voice who taught me. Is a very soft presence, very knowledgeable and very polite with somebody's. Um, he worked with me in carte blanche. Carte blanche is a new thought. That name came from God, from the Creator, who started me on the path. Carte blanche is a new beginning. Well, I didn't know it was towards happiness at that time. And there's no need to know. But Carl Jung, famous Carl Jung, worked with me when I was a teenager to open my mind and give me the presence of a new thought that really, really, really not intimidated me, really helped me to accomplish books that I'm writing today and speak publicly, because the cognitive function can fade after a while. And being a Generation X, a little shy of a few years of being Generation X, but they went with me through the Generation X pathway just to make sure that there are enough people who could follow me. Now, it's not an energetic pathway, it's a restructure of your transpersonal ego pathway. Opening to happiness is a big deal. You do it through the heart chakra. You cannot fake your path. It will be another conversation, another topic. My heart chakra is triple the size, as a matter of fact, and you can see it on my aura pictures. As a result of hard work, pushing and pushing and pushing, it's actually not a give and take. Just like spiritual pursuit that I had to do with Archangel Michael in the beginning. Once you accomplish that, you have to push and pull, and you use God's matrix to accomplish that. So the reality is such that I did it in a record time in 5 years. It was not hard. I was loved through the process. I was surrendered every single day to know there is a even better day tomorrow. Challenges, they became somebody else's problems. I was always yanked out of the situation for that matter of accomplishing the path. So it's a it's a path against the disease process. On this path, I told above Divine that I don't want to have hereditary diseases, i.e. diabetes. I ask not to have a new cancer that my aunt and my mom had and died of 2 something years apart in the same room in the same hospital. Universe came hard on me to become aware and not to be shy about that. And the divine power allows you the knowledge. You need to be cognitively intact, not fearful of divine, to work with them to accomplish your humble human needs, not to have the disease, but have prosperity that supersedes the power of spiritual envy or disgust or anything. They put you into prosperity motion and you go to happiness gate. You open yourself, then you accomplish the function of happiness. I just started to function, i.e., I don't have to push anymore. It comes through. It's such a beautiful, beautiful discovery that actually you can go through, build yourself up, not to give into your ego, not to give into the hereditary disease, but be where you need to be, surrender to happiness. It's worth it. It's worth it. I would recommend it as a clinical professional. Mentally, ego is such an abuse of your own system, of your own light. It's not there for us. We don't want it. We don't need it. And we have something to replace it, happiness. Ego function doesn't exist, but there is a happiness function. Ego is self-preservation. Happiness is the way, the path, it's in accordance to what we need to do on earth. And the last kind of half a sentence came through Buddha. He's my teacher. He was my mentor. He's the energy that I give freely to people. You remember our walks at the Botanic Garden, our beautiful Chicago Botanic Garden. How much did you like the Buddha's energy? How much did people we just came from Mind, Body, and Spirit Expo in Chicago love the energy?
Yes. Yes, it was awesome.
It's healing. My favorites. Now I'm like after the expo, after coming back from my trip and doing workshops in New York, I'm in prana. They disconnected the happiness and said, okay, sit in prana and heal with prana, because there was a lot that was expected of me. Then I needed to go to work the very next morning, and being on call and all that. I don't remember. My body, my mind doesn't even want to go backwards to remember all the abuse of work that I needed to do. Work pretty much 48 hours, seeing patients and not sleeping the night. I can't recall that abuse anymore. Not that I don't like my work. It's just like physically hard. I'm Generation X. It's like my body needs rest.
Yes. Yes.
It's an amazing way to trust and be loved by divine. They're so powerful. They're so knowledgeable. They made us. They support us, and it's a little job. Archangel Michael always told me it's not difficult for us. Just keep in mind, it's not hard for us to help you guys. Just openly wait for us to come in and restructure if we need to restructure. It happened to me a couple of times. I was able to survive because divine stepped in, but I asked for when I felt like I am not making it through the disease process myself. It was even before COVID. I had COVID-like situation 2012. In 2012, I couldn't breathe anymore, and I was at home. And we're the worst patients. We don't seek help. I asked divine. It was like something opened in me, and it started to breathe through me, for me, with me. My eyes popped out, and I am still alive. I'm still on the path. I'm still talking about the impossible, but who says it's impossible? That's the question of the day. Who says They cannot handle us. They can't. We need to be cognizant of their power. And I'm happy to do more podcasts. I know there will be a lot more. God is willing. Um, this party is willing. I know Janice is willing. Um, we're pioneers. We're pioneering this, and we're happy to be pioneers. And more power to all of our listeners. Begin to believe. Join us. We're doing energy works, energy support for people on path every month, several times a month, depending on my on-call schedule, which I usually get at the end of each month. We have energy support on March 21st and March 29th. If you are interested, go to our website, peaceandhappiness.net.
All right. Thank you, Ella. And look for us at peaceandhappiness.net and on your favorite podcast channels as more will come to you. Thank you. Have a great day.